Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is the Community Pod, and I am your host, Lester Class. Each and every episode is going to be filled with amazing stories from amazing people. You will hear the different journeys people went through, or are still going through, to be able to do what they love. From the failures to the successes and everything in between. This is a place to get to know the person behind their passion, because people only get to see the successes and not what it took to get there. If this is your first time tuning in, please subscribe and leave a review if you love the content. Now finally, I would love to welcome you to the Community Pod.
What's going on, everyone? This is the Community Pod, and I'm your host, Lester Class. I got an amazing artist in the building. I got Destxny in the building. How are you?
So good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing.
I'm passing the Millie Rock to you.
Me?
Now you gotta do it.
Okay. I gotta do it?
Yeah.
There
we go. That's acceptable. It's okay. Acceptable? It's okay. You tried.
I tried.
And that's all that matters.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Brandon would make fun of me, but you know.
Probably. But it's okay.
Okay. So, you know, like you've been here before with Brandon, but so where are you from?
I was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. Shout out Newark.
Okay.
Gets bad rep, but I love it there. Love the culture, love the people. But now I live on a farm in nowhere.
You could curse if you need to curse. You're good.
I don't want to, though.
No?
I don't really want to curse that much.
That's fine.
Because I curse a lot. So, like,
okay.
You know what I mean?
I got you. Okay. So what was life growing up for Destxny?
It was pretty fun. A little chaotic. There are a lot of things that I did that I look back on now and I'm like, why did I get myself into like these situations? Like whether they were good or bad, it's just like funny to reflect back on that. But it was, you know, had its ups and downs, but that's everybody's life, man. Like it's never perfect.
No, never. So what were those chaotic moments, if you don't mind talking about them?
Yeah. So me and my cousin Lexi, hey bestie, love you. She and I were at my house. Our moms went out to eat, and we were very bothered by that because we were like, how dare you leave us here starving? And you're out just having a blast. So I told my cousin, like, let's run away. We're going to do it. We're going to leave tonight, and we're going to write our moms a note and say, like, listen, we left. We can't take this anymore. We're going to grandma's house. Okay. And my grandmother's house was like a 12-minute walk from that house that I lived in. So it was raining outside. We're on the second floor of my house, and like we have our bags packed, and I'm like halfway out the window, and my cousin was like, Destxny, I don't think we should do this. Like, this is crazy. And I was like, we need to show them that we're for real. I literally took my mom's rent money, her laundromat cards. Like,
so
I was
serious.
prepared. I was down. That's one thing about me. I'm down. If somebody tells me to jump, I'm like, all right. I don't know if that says a lot about my character, no. But like.
But that, I think, well, that tells me you were a bit, when you were younger, a little bit rebellious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I
grew up like going to church.
Okay.
Like, case in point.
Yeah, you're just like, yeah.
It was like, you know, if I can't do one thing, I'm just going to go ahead and do the other. That's way worse. And I did learn from it. And I'm like, oh my God, I never want to do that again. That was like embarrassing, horrifying. But yeah.
Got you. Okay. So I know that this is a little, well, it's on topic because you brought it up. So if how old were you when you did this?
I think we were like 8 or 9 or 10. Okay.
Because I was going to ask, if you were running away, why'd you tell them grandmas?
Oh, yeah, no, we were really young. I never tried running away older than that. It was just stupid. Like, it was just, we were young. Yeah. I was like, why would she leave me here? I'm hungry too. Like, I wanted to go out.
Yeah. So, like, what I wanted to ask, right, because I know that so with music, right, what genre do you feel like you fall under?
I would say probably, like, indie pop, but also R&B.
Okay.
Because I have a lot of songs that, like, they fall into those categories, like, more often than normal. But I also have, like, unreleased music that's, like, house music. I have unreleased music that's, like, me rapping or whatever. But, like, yeah, I would definitely say those two.
Okay, cool.
But I don't know. It's, like, for people to, like, interpret on their own. You know, I don't want to throw myself into a category because, like, I truly don't know. I'm just a fucking artist, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
So like, what is your favorite thing about like making your music? Because you said that you don't want to fall into the genre. You want people to just enjoy it. So when you go into the studio and you make a song, like, what is your intentions when walking into the studio, into the booth?
I just want to have fun. I want anyone who's in there to be like relaxed, whether that's like them vibing on their own doing something or like trying to like participate in the process of it. Like, I like people who they may not know like much about the industry or like what we do, but they're just encouraging you. You know what I mean? They're like, oh my God, that sounded really good. Like, little things like that make an artist feel like, okay, this is going well. You know, there's going to be times where people are getting on you like, yo, that doesn't sound right, or like, we need to change this up. But like, that's any artist you work with, that's any engineer or producer you work with. And if people are not that honest with you while you're in the booth, then you should not be around those people, because those are called yes men, and we don't like yes men.
I feel like, no, but you're completely right, because yes men, you don't learn anything from them.
Exactly.
So do you feel like one of those things you like about music, where you are constantly learning? I feel like it's a field that you never really, I want to say, like, become an expert at, because there's always something new to learn.
Exactly. Like, I've been singing since I was 5 years old, and I was in a chorus when I was in school and also in the church. So like, even now, yes, I am a great singer, but I know I could be so much better. But it's all about like what I'm willing to do to better myself. How am I gonna train my vocal cords to do things that like mimics like a sound that I hear in my head? You know what I mean? Like, it's all about constantly wanting to learn and evolve, and yeah, just create.
Yeah. So like, what is something that you implement in your life that allows you to be who you are? Because I can tell by just sitting here with you and like meeting you, like, you're a very bright soul. You enjoy like the energy. You have a lot of energy. So like, is that like, what is one thing that you implement in your life that allows you to be like that?
For a long time, I was very hesitant and weary of how I acted around people, because I grew up like with people who called me their friend, but they would make fun of the way I acted. So like, when I was younger, I was very hyper, like could not stay still. And I wasn't really like a girly girl, but I wasn't fully a tomboy. I was like right in the middle. So I enjoyed hanging out, playing with my guy friends, but then the girls would come around and be like, you're so weird. You need to stop acting weird. And this was when I was like 7 or 8. So like, that hurt my feelings and it stuck with me. And I always told myself, stop being weird. But now I'm like, I don't give a fuck how anyone perceives me, because like, none of this really matters. Like, it matters, but it doesn't. Like, if you didn't like me, let's just say, I would be like, okay, it is what it is. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So moral of the story, I just allow myself to be who I truly am. And that's where like, I think a lot of good people come around. Like, I attract the energy that I want to put out.
No, yeah. And like, one thing I feel like there's a lot of kids, especially around the ages of 7 or 8, where they do get bullied, and like, it's a lot more common in younger age. And that's why I feel like we as human beings, we it takes a lot longer for us to find who we truly are. So
Definitely.
do you feel like that was the big effect on you when it came to growing up at like the age of 7 or 8, and then going from middle school to high school?
Yeah. I mean, like, I still got like teased here and there even when I was like older, so it never stopped. It just like came in different forms. So like, we're older now, so people can't tell you you're ugly like they used to say when we were younger. Now they say, oh, like, you don't like going out and drinking every weekend, you're so fucking lame for that. That's a form of still like teasing and bullying in our adult years, because like, I don't need to be in the scene like that to have fun.
Yep.
So if someone's like making fun of me because you're a bully.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how old you are.
So what is your opinion on like people who peer pressure other people?
I think those are the worst kind of people to be around. Like, if you set up a boundary and people cannot respect it, then like, they don't respect you. Even if they say they're your friend, they're your family member, like, it could be anybody in your life. Like, if you're telling them, I don't want to do this, and they're saying, well, you are so like get out of here, like, lame-o. Get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are not the type of people that are going to elevate you to where you need to be. They're just going to hold you back.
Okay. I wanted to ask, like, is there a really big representation of women in the music industry? Because that's a big question I wanted to ask, because and I can be completely transparent, I feel like for myself, it's a lot harder to find female artists or a lot of female entrepreneurs, creatives to like come and do something like this. Because sometimes I feel like, especially in a podcast or any other like shape or form where they're trying to put themselves out there, it can be men who want to dim it.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, you're okay. So I wanted to know your opinion on that, or like what that looks like in the music industry, or any, like, just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, unfortunately, there are a lot of like powerful women in the industry, whether they're songwriters, singers, performers, like ghostwriter, like anybody in the industry. There's a lot of them, but none of them really get opportunities to do things like this, because there's a narrative that, not to say men, but like men are the predominant ones in the industry, like I feel like. So whenever there's an opportunity, it's always like, what are you willing to do for this, to the woman?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like that can go any kind of way. So unfortunately, it's like, what do you do? Am I missing out on an opportunity because like I don't want to go to a club with this guy just so I can like get 5 hours of free recording time and, you know, be all up on him and like be a what are they called? Groupie?
Yeah.
Like, no, like, you don't need to be a groupie to make it in this industry if you're a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Or like if you're anybody. Like, don't kiss anybody's ass. Don't do anything that is not true to who you are just to make it. Because at that point you're like feeding your flesh and not your soul. And I like stand by that 1,000%.
No, yeah. Do you feel like like, if you don't mind me answering this question, has there ever been a time where like this has happened to you?
Yeah, there's always been like DJs or producers that like I meet outside, whatever, and they're like, yo, I want to work with you. And I'm like, okay, bet. In my mind, this is innocent. This is like, you think I'm a good artist? That's like amazing. Like, I can't wait to work. But then they asked me to go to the club, and they asked me on a date, and then they're like, oh, just come to my studio. It's 3 a.m. And I'm like, bro, I'm home at 3 a.m. I know what this is. I'm not an idiot. Like, don't try to play me like an idiot. So I've had a lot of that. But now I literally just, like, anytime they message me, I'm just like, bro, you're so whack. You're like, you're corny. You're pushing 40.
Yeah.
And you acting lame as hell.
No, yeah.
You just stop.
It's got to be annoying, because I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, that's another thing that you guys have to go through in order to like it. Everybody has struggle, right? And I just feel like sometimes there's a little bit more added on to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where an opportunity may not really be an opportunity, like you said. And I wanted to ask you, like, how do you get past these these barriers? How do you move past and be like, all right, I have to keep going because there is an opportunity waiting for me.
So I will always know like what someone's intention is with me from the minute I meet them.
Okay.
I've met great male figures in the industry that like praise me in a way that's like encouraging and not trying to like manipulate me into wanting to like I'll be like star-studded by them, you know what I mean? Like, it's always been a genuine like reaction to my work, and them being like, listen, like, why don't we do this on this song, or like you send me like vocals and I'll do something, we'll try to get placements. Like, I appreciate the ones that are about the business, the music. That's it. Like, no, nothing else.
Yeah. Like, when it comes to like you going to the studio and, you know, waking up every morning to do what you do, like, what is it that motivates you? What is it that gets you up?
I guess it's hard because like some days I really don't want to get up. Like, I struggle with my mental health really, really like a lot of the time. And some days I'm just like, dude, like, I know if I don't get up, I'm going to feel like shit. And then when I do get up, I'm like, okay, what should I do creatively that's going to keep my mind like away from thinking about like the nitty gritty of life that I don't really want to deal with. So it's like, okay, maybe I'll spend 2-3 hours on this like website trying to find artists to reach out to in terms of like distribution, or let me edit videos for whoever needs it. Let me write a song, or like I'm always just trying to like keep busy. So I think the one thing to bring it all back, that wakes me up in the morning is just like, if I can get one thing done throughout that entire day, you know what? I'm gonna pat myself on the back because it's fucking hard. Like, it really is hard to just like break free from all that negativity.
No, like what you mentioned is like there's you do things to get you away from the like your own mind sometimes, because I believe I've mentioned in a whole bunch of episodes where the mind can either be your friend or your enemy in a lot of instances. And I feel like I wanted to know from your point of view, like, what are those moments when you're not doing anything, where obviously you constantly want to do something and constantly want to progress. And I know that there's days, it happens to everybody, where we sit and like, I have nothing to do. What are those moments like?
So my mind like constantly thinks of like very random things.
Okay.
Whether they're true or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue that I have. I get one random thought and then I fixate on it and I can't stop thinking about it. And I'm just like, Destiny, this was just a random fucking thought that passed by your mind. Why are you going in so hard on it? But it's because like I'm the type of person that wants to get down to like the very like issue of it all, like right then and there. Like I can't like sit on it, and if I do sit on it, I literally self-destruct, and that's horrible. I hate feeling like that. So anytime that happens to me, I have to really like hold myself and be like, okay, it was just thought, don't bring it to life. And that's it. And I have to keep on telling myself that. And then I'll just like go on YouTube and I'll watch like these like comfort videos. So it's like gameplays of like video games that I know I'm not going to play, but like I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to keep this in my history so that if I ever want to play it, I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
And that's how I like regulate my emotions sometimes. So yeah, those are my coping skills with it.
No, I have difficulty as well. Like I sit down and the same thing. I'll have a thought cross my mind, whether that's like there was times in the beginning when I was doing the podcast and it was just like, you're not going to make it. And it would just be a thought. And it'll be like, why am I thinking like that? Like I shouldn't think like that. And I bet when I don't know if this thought has ever crossed your mind, where it's just like, I'm not going to make it in this music stuff. And then it's like, you can't think like that.
Exactly.
It's going to push you down.
Exactly. And like one thing that I always tell myself is that like power of the tongue is real. So we may joke around with a lot of the things we say, or like just nonchalantly say it, but at the end of the day, the more you tell yourself and speak it out loud, like, I'm not gonna make it, I will never be successful, I will never be happy, I'll never find love, you're not gonna get any of those things, because that's the life you're speaking aloud for yourself. Like, words are very powerful. So instead of saying I'm not gonna make it in music, you can say, I may not reach the heights that I want to be at, but any point is good because it's making me happy. This is something I love doing, and if you are doing something you love, it will never feel like, I mean, okay, so that's kind of hard to say because I can't
It's very difficult, I know.
You know, like, because I know a lot of people who like say a lot of things. Okay, hold on, I gotta retrace my thoughts because my brain just like fucking fired.
You're good, I promise.
Hold on. You're like a robot. Holy shit.
You're good.
I wasn't looking at anything but here, and then I looked around, and I'm like, hey. Okay, what were we talking about?
So the damn. Me too.
It's okay. It's okay. On to the next subject. It's okay.
We're gonna move on.
We're gonna move on. Sorry.
So, like, you mentioned like doing what you love, right? That I remember. You mentioned doing what you love, and that is the main key. And now that I'm starting to remember, you said to make sure that you love what you're doing, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you get to at the end. It's about loving it.
Yes. Okay.
So that's where we were at.
I remember now.
Okay. So you want to keep, or?
I mean, no, we can end with that.
I think we did well.
Yeah.
So now that we're talking about doing what you love, how did you know you found what you love to do?
So I've always had a love, like a really deep love for singing.
Okay.
Anytime my family was out of the house, I put my headphones on, my music all the way up, and I would sing at the top of my lungs. I'm pretty sure there was one time where like my family was home and I thought that they weren't, and I was singing like that, and I took my headphones out because like I just felt something moving around the house, and I heard my mom downstairs, and I was like, that was embarrassing. Because like none of my family members had ever heard me sing until like I started singing at like our church when I moved to like some other side of Newark.
Okay.
That was when I was like 13 years old.
Okay.
So like they knew I knew how to sing, but they just never heard me like really sing. You know what I mean? Because I was young. So they're like, oh, you're so cute, Destxny, you know how to sing. But now they're like, oh shit, like this is like actually happening. And I'm like, yes, it's always been here.
Yeah. So what was that reaction like from your family when, I don't know, like maybe your first song that you've ever released, or all the projects that you've done so far? What was that reaction from your parents or from just your family?
They've been pretty supportive about it. Like, they always tell me, like, obviously this is not a career where you're gonna see money right then and there, so you better decide quick if you think this is just a get rich scheme, or if this is something you're like investing into long term. And I was like, yeah, definitely, because like honestly, I don't even want to like be an artist per se forever. Like, yeah, I'm gonna drop music here and there, but I want to just like write music for people. I want to scout other artists to like bring them to heights where I know that like I have potential to be. Like, not for nothing, like I know I can do this shit like in my sleep, but I don't want to. I don't want people knowing about my life 24/7. I like my privacy. I don't want people holding me to a certain standard that I don't want to be upon. Like, I just want to do my own thing, make my own rules, live how I want.
No, and I think a lot of people love that you said that, because everybody thinks when you're becoming artists, you want all the fame, you want all the lights on you.
Nope.
That everybody's like that, but you showed that it's not.
Yeah, no, like, it's cool. It's so fun. Like, because listen, like, everybody likes a little attention, right? I don't want thousands upon thousands of eyes on me all the time. Like, I'm gonna crack under pressure. And then when I crack, people are going to be like, she's fucking psycho. But I'm just going to be like, no, guys, you just don't understand. Like, when you're held that high on a pedestal, like, you can't think like people like you and me anymore. Mm-hmm. You can't, like, go about your life like us. Exactly. Everything changes. And you have to really be willing to, like, sacrifice a normal, well-balanced life for just, like, never-ending, like, let's go nonstop. We got to go to press releases. We got to go to photo shoots, video shoots, da-da-da-da-da. I don't have time for that. I want to be stationed somewhere and then go somewhere else if I want to, but no, I can't deal with all that.
It's got, and you're completely right, because people, like you said, they don't understand, and obviously we don't understand. We're not there, and maybe, like, for myself, I would love to. I know that there's gonna be sacrifice involved. I know that I won't be able to live the same life, and I'm talking in the future, because right now I love what's going on, and my biggest thing is, the reason I know I love what I do is because I'm okay with not getting paid for it right now. Like, I just love doing it. Yeah. And I love, like I say in every interview, I love meeting people like yourselves, because we all have one goal, and it's just to be able to be free. So I like that you mentioned that there's artists out there, famous people, that they've had to change their lives, and they're constantly getting either talked shit about or good things about, but a lot of it is negative people just wanting to make you feel horrible about yourself.
Imagine, like, you just posting, like, oh, I just bought a new car, like, and you're like a famous artist or something. You're just gonna post it up, and people are gonna be in your comments like, you fucking capitalist pig, I fucking hate you, or like, there's poor people in this country, you can't give them any. Like, I would literally just be like, I am not the only fucking rich person in the world that can help donate, but I'll give a little something. But like, I don't want to deal with that, because like, I like going back and forth with people. Like, I can't lie. I like arguing a little bit. Just a little bit. Because it's fun. Because I just like going back and forth with people. It's like a debate, but it's a hot debate. You know what I mean? I would literally troll those people in my comments day in and day out. And I'm pretty sure my manager would be like, you're not doing this anymore. Like, you're done.
You're done. Give me your Instagram.
Literally, I would not have any access to my social media accounts. Because, like, there have been times where my personal accounts get banned. Just because, like, I'm like, oh, you stupid fucking idiot.
No, but, like, sometimes it can get irritating. Like, I found myself with the video that's been going crazy on my Instagram, where I'm, like, reading the comment section, and they're being so, like, rude to, then I gotta say, like, to Inkman B, like, I've been reading the comment section, and it's so like it's becoming, I don't want to say controversial, but like everybody is getting their own opinions on it. Some people are seeing it as motivating. Some people are like, yo, you're 23 years old, you have a whole life to live. Some people are like, oh, like, bro, like, you're saying that because you have chains and you're living a good life. Like, you're trying to make us do less so that you can stay on top. Like,
no,
it's just so crazy.
It's just crazy because, like, I know who you're talking about, and, like, I know what he came from. He came from nothing, and he had a goal. I want a tattoo. And he did it. And look at, that's all it took him was just like hard work.
Yep.
And being consistent and being focused on his craft. So if those people took the time out of their day to put that energy into something like a passion or a craft, they would be there too.
Exactly.
Instead, they're on Instagram
just typing away.
Over what?
It's insane. Like, I just don't understand, because it's a clip. It's a 20 to 30 second clip, and you don't even get the full story. And everything he said in it, no, he wasn't contradicting himself. He was telling everyone what was on his mind, just constantly thinking about like what, like how much he missed out on being young. Yes, he's still young and he still can do those things, but now he's finding that time to do that. No one took the time out to go watch the video though. They just wanted to see the clip, talk crap about it, and then go on with their day. But like, I completely agree. That's why I brought it. Shout out to Ink Man. I think he's one of the most genuine people I've ever met, like, through this podcast, including yourselves. But like, back into like talking about yourself, like, how do you feel like you're able to balance, you know, music as well as living your life?
So now that I've taken like a bit of a backseat on recording my own original music, right now what I'm like focused on is just working with other artists or producers out there, like, not for full features, but like if someone needs help writing like a certain melody or a verse, I'll be there. I'm gonna give you my input. I'm gonna help you out as much as I can. That's it. Like, that's where I'm at now, and I think like this is where I want to be. Like, I love this, and there's not a lot of pressure on me to put things out all the time and do content. Like, listen, I love content and all. Like, shout out all the content kings and queens out there, you too. But like, that's a lot. It is. And sometimes I just don't want to do it. You know what I mean? And like, nobody can get mad at me for that. But like, it just is what it is. So
I appreciate you saying that it's a lot, because posting every day is crazy. Like, sometimes I don't think people realize, but it's not as easy as people think.
First of all, I've had to edit like a couple of videos for Brandon C. Shout out. Go Stream Back to You, out now on all streaming platforms. I've had to edit a couple of his videos. And it's just like, I got to time this drop with this movement because I know it's going to look cool, but it's just like I can't really do it because it's not aligning the way I want it to. And now, oh my God, the color is off. Let me like try to color correct it a little bit. I don't fucking know a thing about that, but I'm going to do what I think looks right. And that, like, it's just so much stuff that you have to worry about that I'm like, if I had to, like, this is something like, yeah, it's cool to do, but I can't do this for myself like all the time. And I feel like I wouldn't want to hire someone to do it because like I feel bad that I could do it myself. Okay. But it's also just like, do I want to? No.
Yeah. And the other thing to add to that is you could, the color correcting, the editing, the wanting to drop it at the right time. And then there's also, you have to deal with the algorithm of all these apps.
Oh my God, it's so
because
stupid.
All of them are changing constantly, and you have to post at the right time, because if you don't, an amazing video can have 0 views.
Dude, fuck Mark Zuckerberg. Hear that? If you're watching, and I know that you probably are, fuck you. He's gonna get this video banned.
It's okay, I don't like him either. But don't ruin the views I got on my video. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're gonna brush past that.
So like, I find it interesting, right? How, you know, like, from a young age you were a little rebellious, right? And you're, you know, to become a musician, I feel like not the rebellious part, but the confidence part. Because in order to be rebellious, you have to have some sort of confidence, where it's like, I'm going to do this.
Exactly. There's no holding back. It's either you do it or you don't.
Exactly. So now that you're older and you have used from the rebellious part, took the confidence and was able to drop your music, like, you also mentioned that growing up, you didn't have that confidence, where it was very hard to be yourself. So, like, how long did it take you to find that confidence or find yourself?
It's funny because, like, anytime I hear of people saying, like, when you turn 25, you just feel a light switch go off. And that's exactly what happened to me. Last year, I turned 25, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? Some of the things that I was doing was not okay up until that point, and I automatically knew it. I was like, yo, the people I'm hanging around with, damn, I really shouldn't be hanging around with them. Or, like, the things I'm doing to myself, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Like, it's not helping me and it's not benefiting me and it makes me feel like shit. So I think, it literally took me from, 8 years old until now. How many years is that? Quick math. Hello.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot of years.
Yeah, but 25. Don't, hold on, guys. Don't worry. If you're not 25 yet, just wait for it.
Okay.
It'll happen. I promise.
But, like, what do you feel is, like, something, do you feel like there's something in your life that happened that really made you who you are? Whether it was a traumatic thing that happened or just something small where it was just like, hey, like, I can't. This is who I am and I'm proud. This is what made me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't, like, point anything out too specifically, okay. But, like, it's just a combination of, like, my entire life. Like, I don't know why I just randomly thought about the time I was in Disney World. I was 5 years old, walking about. Some old man pushed me to the ground.
What?
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know. I guess he didn't see me. I was small, granted, but, like, dude, watch where the fuck you're going. Like, I had a big ass scrape on my knee. It was not okay. So I don't know why.
Sorry.
It's okay. You know what? He's probably, like, at this point,
damn.
He was pretty old. Pretty old.
Okay.
I remember, like, my dad being like, dude, what the fuck is good with you? Like, my daughter is here crying because of you. And he's like, oh, whatever. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that is what made you to who you are today, you know?
It taught me to never let anyone bigger than me push me to the ground, no matter how small I might be.
Look at that. Exactly. I think I think you're really motivating because, like, it takes a lot for people to find themselves, and there's a lot of people that aren't able to find themselves, right? Mm-hmm. And, like, I just gotta let you know that's just really amazing that you were able to find yourself because, like I said, it's very hard for people to do that.
It is.
What is your favorite part about making music?
My favorite part is just acting kooky crazy in your session. Like, it's so fun when everyone's just, like, on that same, like, crazy energy that, like, in the midst of it something good comes out, like, because, like, I randomly do, like, a riff and they were like, and everybody in the room's like, oh my god, that sounds good, go do that, whatever. Like, there was this one time I was recording I think 2 years ago with DJ Danny, shout out DJ Danny Verse, and Josie. We were at Tub Life recording. Okay. And I said this phrase, and they were like, oh, I was telling them to record again. And I was like, again. And they were like, why don't you do that for the song? And I did that. I was joking around when I first did it, but then I did it, and it sounded really good. So we were like, oh, look at that. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's acting like those little moments, like, make me look forward to and, like, motivate me in the studio.
Do you feel like you're at your happiest when you walk into the studio?
Some days, yeah. Some days I really don't want to be there.
Okay.
Like, not gonna lie. Nobody really, like... I feel like people who say, like, I can't wait to be in the studio every day, they're lying. Because it's not always fun. You can't expect, like, quality hits coming out of there every single time you go. It's just not gonna happen. You're gonna be a little rusty here and there, but, like, like I said, in the moment where you least expect it, something good is gonna come out. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? It took that long just for that? Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, what does it take in order to be an artist? What does it take?
Faith, trust, and pixie dust.
Okay. Yeah.
Boom.
Boom?
That's it.
Okay.
That's the key.
All right. So, like, when you got into the music industry, what were some obstacles you've had to face, like, in order to be in the place that you are now?
I would probably say... Actually, I don't know.
No?
I don't know. Wait, what did you ask me again? I'm sorry.
The obstacles.
Obstacles.
Has there been any obstacles when trying to be where you are now?
I guess, like, when I wasn't putting out music for, like, a while last year, I felt really bad because that was the point where I was debating on like what I wanted to do with the career itself. I was like, do I want to be an artist, or do I want to be a writer and an A&R, like stuff like that?
Hmm?
And I was like, yep, I'm going with the latter, because that just sounds a little more lax. It sounds less demanding.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been working so far for me. I enjoy it. I like it. I can get paid to write a song, and that is the easiest part. I don't got to perform it. I don't got to shoot a video for it. Like, I just get a stamp of approval. Thank you for my check. Bounce to the next.
So I didn't ask this. I asked what was your favorite thing about the studio, but now that you spoke about writing, and I can tell that you're very passionate about writing, like what is that aspect of writing that really makes you happy?
I've always loved writing since I was a kid. I loved reading. I loved creating stories. So I can use that like with music in a way that like I was doing it when I was younger, like writing poetry and stuff, or like short stories. Like at the time I was just a kid. I didn't think anything meant whatever. But as I got older and thought about it really, or like read all my old journals when I was younger, I was like, holy shit, like damn, that was deep as fuck. Like now I can see why I'm like so like honed in my craft, you know what I mean? And like I'm very confident in my writing ability, and I'm very confident in my like in the way that I can express the way I'm feeling or the way that I think about a certain situation. So it's definitely come in handy. It's always been my strong suit, writing.
Okay. So what advice would you give to somebody who's like trying to get in a field like this, whether it's music or just trying to do your own thing?
I would definitely say you really need to sit down with yourself and ask, like, what am I willing to sacrifice for this, but for the betterment of me? So that could be like, I'm going to sacrifice my fear of public speaking because I want to be a performer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you're going to work on that little fear that you have, but you're going to sacrifice it out of yourself to become
the performer.
The front and center. I'm not afraid to be in front of any crowd. You know what I mean?
So I got to ask, like, you've done performances, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What were like those performances? And like, matter of fact, I want to start off with your first one. What was your first performance like?
My first performance, I think, was in 3rd grade, and I got a solo to perform A Christmas Carol in front of my school. And I'm literally this little small fry, 8-year-old. My fucking ears were sticking out like that. Like,
yeah.
So, like, I'm singing this song, whatever. I did my thing. I got off the stage after it was all said and done, and, like, some of the older kids came up to me, and they were like, you're so good. You're such a good singer. And I was like, me? Like, they were so much older. They were, like, the 6th graders, and I'm in 3rd grade, so I was like, oh, my God, they're so freaking cool.
I'm becoming famous.
So, like, that made me, like, oh, my God, wow. That was cool. I want to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept on asking for solos, and my chorus teacher was like, yeah, whatever.
I bet that was really cool too, because especially for the teacher, because a lot of students don't get that confidence, especially at a young age, to perform alone. What was it like performing your first song that you wrote and you did everything for?
It was really fun. So my first performance officially, like with my music career, was in November of 2022, or I don't remember, maybe like November 2021. I don't really like remember, but anyway, it was around that time, and I performed Sunflower Baby, one of my singles there. And it was so freaking cool because it wasn't like a huge crowd. It was a very intimate crowd, but I kind of like those spaces a lot because it's just more like, I don't know, it like just brings everybody together. And I was performing it with Kai. He's also on the song. And like the crowd was singing it, and I was just like, this is so cool. Like, I love that. I love that you guys are here vibing with me. And I got very emotional. But yeah, that was a really cool experience. And I also performed like a couple of other songs, original songs that I had wrote. They like all of the songs that I performed that night like meant a lot to me. And the fact that I was able to perform them for like the people that I knew and like cared about and wanted to be there to support me, like, it made me feel really, really good.
Okay. So I have to ask, I never asked this before, and I've had artists, but what is that feeling like of people singing your song?
It's pretty cool. I don't know how else to describe it other than pretty cool. Like, it just sounds so generic, but like, it's just like, wow, you guys took time out of your day to listen to my song so much now that you know the lyrics. Because like, I could listen to someone's song just like carelessly, background music, you know what I mean? I'm not really like listening and like trying to learn. But when I'm eager to learn a song, that's because like I like this shit, and I'm gonna, like, any chance I get to sing it out loud, I'm gonna make sure I know every single lyric. You know what I mean? And the fact that like people were singing it, I was like, oh my god, you guys, like, you're doing what I do too, and that's so cool.
No, I gotta say that's gotta be one of the best feelings in the world, because after all that hard work of you putting in those hours, you know, then you made a music video, correct? I think
for Sunflower Baby, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So to make a music video, you know, write the song, then put it out there. Because when you put something out there, people think it's so easy. It's not as easy as people think. Because, like, yes, the easy part is uploading it, you know, having it scheduled and everything. But it's about people are going to see this. Yeah. People are going to either love this or hate this. And I want people to love this. So what is that, like, when you had to like drop your first song and it was released and everything, did you sit back and was like, okay, I did it?
So I went a pretty unconventional route when I released my first song. I went to Tub Life. It was the first studio that I went to record, and it's still the one that I go to this day. Shout out Tub Life. I went there, recorded that same night, I think, or maybe it was like no. It was probably my second session that I went there. Okay. I recorded a song. It's called Wolves. A lot of people still like hit me up and they're like, dude, like, why isn't Wolves on streaming platforms anymore? But it's because of like a distribution thing that I'm going through. Okay. So I was just like, guys, I'll just send you a file. It's no biggie. Or it's on SoundCloud, whatever. So I recorded it that night, and then I went on Twitter and I was like, 5 likes and I'll drop a song that I just recorded tonight. And I got like more than that, so I was like, bet, bang. It wasn't mastered at all. It had just gone through one vocal mix. So Prime, shout out Prime, he was like, hey, listen, for future reference, you can't really do that, like, you know, we gotta master the song and shit. And I was like, why? He was like, what do you mean why? Like, you're an artist, this needs to sound cohesive, everything needs to like work well together, you need a marketing plan. And I was like, man, fuck all of that, like, it just sounded good, all my homies like it, it is what it is.
Oh, so like I have to ask, what was it like transitioning from like I guess I don't want to say a solo artist, but like doing what you did, which is like, I'm dropping this, I don't care, like I'm doing this, and now it's like, okay, there's so many business layers behind it now. Yeah, I didn't know a thing or two about marketing music when I started. Like, yeah, I took marketing classes in school, but do you really think I was sitting like paying attention to it? Not really. No. I learned a little bit, but not enough to retain all of it. So then I started getting a little bit more serious about like, okay, I guess I'll record a music video for this single, and I guess I'll like put a little bit more of a marketing plan together behind it. But like, even so, after like I released like, how many? I think I released 8 singles altogether in the matter of like a year or a year and a half or so. Okay. I got a little bit better at it. I know I could have done more, like anything with anybody. Like, you can always do more and better. I just didn't. I was getting to the point where like I was like, I don't want to do this though. Like, I don't want to be front and center all the time. I want to like do so many other things within the creative sphere that it's like insane. I really can't dedicate all my time to music the way I know I want to, or like wanted to when I was younger, because now I've been so exposed to like other elements of art and like other mediums of it that I'm like, I want to fucking direct a movie. I want to like write a screenplay. I want to like go on a Broadway musical and fucking perform on it. I don't know. Like, there's just so much stuff that I want to do. Yeah. So I wanted to ask, right, you mentioned earlier that that you deal with like mental health and everything, right? How important do you feel like mental health is when it comes to being like a creative? or like anyone.
Yeah. So like for anybody, you don't
Mhm.
have to be a creative at all. It's just like the human in you. We're going to go through like so many different cataclysmic like events in our lives that may not seem like such a big deal from the outside looking in, but you know how you're feeling when you feel overwhelmed, and I can't take that away from you. I can't tell you, no, you don't feel like that, because like who the fuck am I to tell you? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like you just have to keep the positive thoughts. I know it's hard to do it, but just keep those afloat. And anytime you think like you're spiraling a little bit, like do something for yourself that you know is gonna like help you like calm down, whether that's just like sitting and listening to music for like a couple of minutes, or like write, journal, draw, watch a movie, watch a funny movie, like listen to a funny podcast or something. I don't know, just like do anything that it takes to just like bring you back to earth. You know what I mean?
So what is it that for you, because we are coming to an end, I want to ask 2 more questions before we end it off. What does that for you? What is it that calms you down?
Probably like watching comfort shows. Like I have so many comfort shows. It's like kind of crazy. My latest comfort show, it's Modern Family for some reason. I don't know why, but like I've just been watching it. But that, or like anime, like whenever I watch anime, low key, like that is the most time like I sit still and like watch and listen, because like I also watch it sub, so
Okay.
can't fucking whatever. But yeah, it's like watching TV shows like that. Or another comfort show, it's a guilty pleasure, it's like kind of controversial, but like Jersey Shore.
Okay.
Oh my god, if I'm watching Jersey Shore, that is because I'm so disgustingly depressed, but I'm trying to pull myself out of it, and that literally helps me. Like when I hear these fucking morons like just going about their day doing what they did, I'm just like, wow, I feel better for some reason.
I hear you. So the last question, right? I just wanted to ask, what do you want the world to know about Destxny?
I want the world to know that I don't give a fuck what you think about me. Just kidding. I'm joking. I want the world to know that it is okay to have more bad days than good, because good days are always on the horizon. Try to keep a positive attitude about everything you do throughout your day. Try to make good decisions, because like I heard we make about like fucking 30,000 decisions a day, and I was like, that seems like a lot.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes sense, low-key. So just remember, anything you do has something waiting for you on the other end. So always make sure you go into everything with positive intentions, love, peace, happiness, all that jazz.
Okay, cool. So the way I ended off, right? The camera is now all yours. Anything that you got going on, any advice you want to give, if there's anything you want to say, now is the time.
I have a single dropping soon. Don't know when exactly, but it's with my good friends DJ Dannyverse and Josie. We've been working together for like a year and a half or 2 now. It's really fun. If you guys want to go check out a little snippet of that, you can go over to my Instagram at Destxnyl. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm very active and I'm a little kooky over there. It's a little party. It's fun. It's Destxnyl_. Follow me on TikTok too. Sometimes I'll be posting on there, but it's all stupid stuff. But like I need to get followers just because, you know, like I just want to promote a lot of things and do a lot of like stupid stuff. So you can follow me on there too. It's Destxny____. What else? What else do I got going on? I don't know. My birthday's coming up. If you want to wish me a happy birthday, it's May 22nd.
May 22nd, okay. I'll make sure they wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you.
You know, no problem.
Thank you.
So we're going to end it off here.
Lester, it's been a blast.
Of course. It's always
fun.
a blast to have you guys here, honestly. And like I said in the beginning, it's great having people like you come on, because without people like yourselves, I couldn't do this.
Thank
you.
you.
I just love meeting new people and be able for other people to be able to tell their stories and get their life out there, and also all of the people that support you are able to see who you truly are. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Which is an amazing individual. So
thank you.
No, of course. So I'm gonna end it off, right? This is the community pod. I'm gonna scratch my eye. I'm sorry. This is the community pod. I just want to say, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any audio platforms, leave a review, download the episode. It means so much more than you think. And if you're new here, welcome to the Community Pod, and we're out. Peace.